welcome to Simply Talking Aviation with Leo
and Charlie.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm sorry we couldn't record the podcast last week. We just hadn't time for it. But we're back. Thank you that our community is growing and we're getting a lot of positive feedback. So, what have you done this week, Charlie, or in the last 2 weeks?
Haven't really done much. I was meeting up with family on the weekend, which was good. As well, we couldn't record the podcast, unfortunately.
It's always your fault. Yeah, so I didn't do a lot either, aviation related. But I want to ask you, have you seen Lufthansa Allegris?
Yes, I have, and I'm not really too sure about the colour choice, because I think it's a bit dull and boring and a bit grey and blue. It's not very exciting.
Yeah, it's quite boring, I would also say. Like, in all Lufthansa cabins look quite boring. They're old first class. Yeah, that's grey. I personally don't like a lot Lufthansa cabins and their seat choice. And yeah, economy class isn't anything revolutionary. Premium economy looks decent. Their business Allegris is a bit strange because they've got 5 different seat types to choose from. So what's your favourite type, Charlie?
I mean, the suite, the extra long bed and the extra space all look pretty good.
Yes, so I would try to avoid a classic seat. It's nothing special, but it looks a little bit like the Emirates A380 business class, the classic seat. But I personally like the reverse herringbone more. So not the old herringbone, Surrey, New Zealand, and Virgin Atlantic A330 and 787 business class. That isn't great. So yeah, I would like to know what the people thought when they were designing that seat. But the reverse herringbone, I think, is great. They've got a longer bed. So yeah, my favourite is the suite and the privacy seat. And the long bed wouldn't help us a lot because we aren't very tall. So let's go to the British aviation sector, where Global Airlines, the all Airbus A380 startup, so their first Airbus A380 has landed in Prestwick Airport in Scotland. So this Airbus A380 flew low and with the gear down the entire flight. Do you know the reason for that, Charlie?
No, I was trying to figure that out like a few minutes ago, and no, I'm not sure. Do you know the reason?
Yes, actually, so I guess you all know Highfly, the charter airline. Yeah. So they were the only airline that had the second-hand Airbus A380. So for maintenance reasons, so at Mojave, so this Airbus A380 was stored at Mojave Airport in the desert near LA. So for maintenance issues, after 3 months, you have to, if you can't check the gear, you have to fly with the gear down to the nearest maintenance airport. So Prestwick is really 30 nautical miles close to Glasgow International Airport, so quite close. So the Airbus A380 registered 9 Hotel Golf Lima Oscar Bravo Lima, departed Montreal at 3:30 a.m. local time and landed at 1700 local time in Prestwick. This aircraft still has got the China 7 livery, but I can't wait to see that Airbus A380 in the Global Airlines livery.
I can't wait either. It looks like a good livery.
Yeah, I like it personally. So the first destinations for Global Airlines will be from London Gatwick to LAX and New York's JFK. which destinations do you think Global Airlines will add in the future?
Well, they might do A380 to Dubai because there's a competition from Gatwick to Dubai. Emirates have a double A380 daily there, and maybe to Miami or San Francisco.
Yeah, so 777, triple Airbus A380 daily from Gatwick and 6 daily from Heathrow. So yeah, so actually it's super interesting that Global Airlines will have quite a premium heavy configuration, 471 seats approximately, having the Airbus A380. Just for comparison, Emirates' 3-class Airbus A380s have got around 500 seats. So maybe we're going to see first class or premium economy. And we still don't know if it will be a 2-class, 3-class or 4-class A380. Speaking of routes, Emirates plans 19 daily UK winter flights with Edinburgh's return. And also this week, Emirates has announced the 9 first Airbus A350 routes. So where will Emirates fly, Charlie?
So on the September the 15th, they'll launch their first route to Bahrain. The 16th of September, it'll be Kuwait City. Muscat from the December the 1st. Mumbai and Ahmedabad from October the 27th. Colombo starts on January the 1st, 2025, so New Year's Day. Bologna and, is it Lyon?
Lyon, yes.
On October the 27th. Edinburgh on November the 4th.
So
and I'm looking forward to have it in Edinburgh because it's more likely to be seen.
Yeah, so four years ago, Emirates operated their last flight to Edinburgh, and so it will be a double daily flight to Bahrain, and then Kuwait City will be a daily flight, and Muscat too, and Mumbai and Ahmedabad too. So it makes actually a lot of sense that Emirates will be flying only in the Middle East at the beginning, because you remember India and their Airbus A350. Okay, there's actually still doing the route. Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi were like these destinations. So it's done for crew training. All British Airways, their Airbus A350s, flew from London Heathrow to Madrid for a month. So that's quite normal. Yes. So, and the configuration of these Airbus A350s will be the following. 30 business class seats. Safran Aerospace is designing them, so they will be in a 1-to-1 system configuration. But now there's a question: which seat will be a new seat for the A350, or will it be the Emirates Airbus A380 business class seat? So yes, Safran Aerospace is designing that seat. There will be 21 premium economy seats and 259 in economy. No first class. Yeah, so Emirates has also ordered 10 787-8s and 15 Boeing 787-10s, and Emirates is saying that maybe some of the 787s will get first class. So, just for comparison, 90% of Emirates' fleet has got first class on board. Only Emirates' Boeing 777-200 LRs haven't got first class. So, yeah, Charlie, do you think Emirates will have a new seat on the A350 in business class, or will it be the quite new Emirates A380 business class seat?
I think they might stick the Emirates A380 business class seats.
Yeah, so if you look at the configuration, the seats are staggered almost the same way as in the A380. But I don't know. Have you seen Qantas's A350-1000 XLR business class? That's the new saffron business class seat. Maybe Emirates will have this seat. So now, we're still in the British aviation sector. A British Airways flight BA158 had a bomb threat. A flight from Bermuda to London Heathrow, and the call sign was Speedbird 18 Bravo. The passengers safely evacuated after receiving an email on takeoff roll that there was a bomb threat. So this Boeing 777-200ER, registered Golf Victor India was on a runway on takeoff roll as their takeoff clearance was cancelled. Let's listen to the audio.
We received some information regarding a bomb threat. Okay, cancel takeoff clearance, Speedbird 18 Bravo, and would you like us to leave the runway?
Okay, so this was the audio when the BAE 777 was on takeoff roll, and then it was a little mess because 1 hour after the cancel takeoff clearance was issued, the passengers finally safely disembarked the Boeing 777. So at the same time, there was a bomb threat for the terminal, so they had to evacuate the terminal, and there were quite a lot of miscommunications between ATC and the crew. I would like to know what the captain told the passengers, why they were 1 hour, if they had a technical issue, or did they tell the passengers that they had a bomb threat? Well, would like to know that. Thank you, British Airways, for sharing this information. So, now let's continue with some drama, because a FedEx Boeing 767 freighter had made a belly landing at Istanbul Ataturk Airport. So the Boeing 767 registered November 110 Foxtrot Echo flew from Charles de Gaulle as FedEx 6038, and then the crew realised that they couldn't get the nose gear down. So what did the crew then do, Charlie?
So they did a low pass for confirmation to check that the nose
was up and not down. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, and they made the belly landing. And then the two pilots actually disembarked the aircraft from the windows, from the cockpit. So, yes, that's not great. And now to the final topic of today. So, Dubai World Central will be expanded because Dubai's ruler has approved final designs for a massive $35 billion expansion of Dubai World Central, or Dubai Al Maktoum. So that's a lot of money. It will be 5 times the size of Dubai International Airport. It will have a capacity for 260 million passengers per year. It will have 5 parallel runways, 400 plus gates, and enhanced public transport links to reduce carbon emissions. Just for comparison, Dubai International Airport had 86.9 million passengers in 2023. So this will be a massive expansion. But to be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of this expansion because Dubai World Central is 40 minutes out of the main central area of Dubai. The expo is only like 10 minutes. What are your thoughts on this massive expansion, Charlie?
I think with this massive expansion, it might tempt global airlines to bringing the A380 over there from Gatwick.
Yes, and also there is this massive expansion because Emirates will retire the A380 in the mid-2040s. So Emirates will have twice. Sorry?
I'm interested to see how long it will take to build such a humongous airport.
10 years, but if one region should make it in 10 years, it will be, I guess, the Middle East. So, yes, and also 400 plus gates because Emirates will need double the size of aircraft because 100 Airbus A380s will be retired in the 2040s. So, yeah, they will need a lot of aircraft and a lot of capacity. So, yes, 5 parallel runways. It's quite crazy. And also it would make the Dubai World Central the world's biggest passenger airport in passenger capacity. Now, let's get into Q&A. Linda asks, interesting and informative as always. I have a question. Where in the world would you like to fly to and with which airline? Charlie, you go first.
Well, I was thinking maybe Singapore Airlines on the A380 would be good.
Where?
Maybe Qantas to Singapore or Sydney, probably Sydney via Singapore. I would really like to visit Singapore Changi Airport.
Yeah, Singapore Changi, the jewel is great. I would now say Auckland because it's not really Auckland because then you could fly London Heathrow, Singapore, 14 hours business class on Singapore Airlines A380 and then fly Singapore, Auckland, 10 hours in Singapore Airlines A380 business class. So you could fly 24 hours on Singapore Airlines A380 business class, which I think is the best business class on the Airbus A380. In your opinion, Charlie, what's actually the world's best business class in your opinion?
I'm not sure. I mean, Singapore Airlines, I think, has got to be up with the best.
Yes, so my top 3 would be number 1, Q Suite, number 2, Singapore Airlines A380 business class, and number 3, maybe A&A the room, actually. That's really good. Yeah. Or Emirates A380 business class would be maybe my top 5. It's not the best seat, but yeah. I think that's all we've got time for this week. What are your final thoughts, Charlie?
It's been a good extended podcast this week, I think.
Yeah, so please send us feedback if you like this long form type of podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we see you next week. Bye.
Bye.